one of the greatest privileges we can have in life is to enjoy what you're doing, actually to the point of loving it. Coaching dealerships' fixed operations for improvement is truly something I love. However, today I'd like to share my largest lesson with you. Understand that everyone has parts of their job they don't enjoy. For me, the task of marketing and sales is something I just flat out never enjoyed. I'm sure all of us have been annoyed by people calling us on the cell phone or your home phone from companies wanting to do business with you. I tried that in the beginning of my company over 14 years ago. Had to force myself to make these calls, and honestly, I hated every minute of it. I remember not that many years ago, I hired a consultant to give me advice as to how to put my company in, continue the large growth that we've attained over the many years being in business. And they told me I need a sales department. I need to have these call centers with everybody making active phone contacts, calling people to let them know what services we provide, have scripts and professional presentations and all of that. Never really took that advice. Even to this day, we have no sales department. Now, I've sent mailers out, coffee cups, flashlights, and even bottles of hot sauce to catch the attention of dealers. By the way, the dealers did have a nice response to the hot sauce. I mailed letters and made them personalized, and I published articles in magazines that have been distributed to car dealerships throughout the United States, many magazines. Been interviewed by news organizations for automotive news and things like that have videos and conferences. I've spoken to dealer groups. Most of that I love. However, a lot of it works. That isn't my greatest challenge. That isn't my greatest lesson. My greatest lesson is to understand that if the total focus is on your customer and their success, it ensures yours. They happily share their success with other dealerships and their family and friends, 20 groups, whatever. They're so appreciative of what you accomplished in their dealerships and so proud of it. They love the opportunity to talk about their positive experience with anyone who will listen. Today's dealerships spend tens of thousands of dollars every month in advertising, yet need to understand the same truth to retain customers and develop future growth applies to car dealerships. Over the years of being in business, 14 plus years, almost 15 years now, 90+% of every growth, every new client, 90+% has been from people satisfied with fixed performance and what we've accomplished in their dealership. Now that's amazing. And back to some of this where you go into the marketing and sales, it could be the greatest opportunity for your personal growth is in the areas like me making those phone calls. Do I like them? No. Should I learn more about that part of our business? How to do professional presentations and improve? Absolutely. You need to be open to those areas of opportunity and realize them. and then strategize as to, is it a good fit for you? Many might know that lately I've been talking a lot about having service business development centers. And we all have them in the sales. Most every dealership now sees a value in business development centers for sales. So see, I should recognize that as an area of opportunity for growth. Develop a plan and then implement it professionally. But ultimately, no amount of advertising, no amount of advertising, no amount of mailers, no amount of any form of marketing is more valuable. The greatest thing you can do is have a customer experience that makes it so exceptional, they want to tell their neighbors and friends about it. The processes have to be so standardized, and the employee so well trained. Exceptional customer care is every time, every car. Your dealership success isn't dependent on advertising or mailers. It's not dependent on low-cost oil changes or some kind of snazzy hook to bring them in. It's dependent on what you do yourself to separate your dealership from everybody else. That's the most important lesson. That's the largest lesson. What makes you different? Is your service so exceptional that they want to talk about you to their neighbors, their family, their friends? If you look at any kind of business that has that exceptional service, that exceptional customer care that you've experienced, it sticks in your mind. That can even be medical, dental. Are they waiting long to get into the office? Is the service exceptional? Was your time valued? What can you do to make your service department that kind of culture? What's the value in that? To have your family and your friends hear about how great they were treated when they came into your dealership. Believe me, I understand the challenge in that very well. Something broke. Something needs maintenance. People don't want to be in the dealership getting their car repaired. They don't want to be in a dealership getting a safety recall done. Something broke. It's an inconvenience. To be able to have a dealership environment that takes that and makes it exceptional is when your customer car counts, your repair order counts, your ability to generate customer pay revenue start to skyrocket. And you focus in on staffing, growth. Where do I fit all these people? How do I continue the growth trend? But it's all based on being exceptional. That's the greatest lesson in my business. It's the greatest value in yours. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week.
We're going to talk about processes that can bring in additional hundreds of thousands of dollars into your dealership. But I want to explain right away, that's not why we do it. We do it because it's the right way to do business. The money follows that. It's the customer's expectation when they bring a vehicle into your dealership that you're going to look the vehicle over and tell them what it needs to be at peak performance. It's our obligation to inform them and educate them every time, every car. The shocking truth is that the staffs at most dealerships don't even recommend or look for what the customer's needs are. One time I was walking through the shop and I was underneath a vehicle where they were doing a brake job repair. And I noticed that the brake lines were so corroded they were unsafe. So I challenged the technician and I asked them, did the customer decline the brake lines? And I was shocked with his answer. He said that he didn't like that type of work, so he never even recommended it. This is not the way to care for a customer. This is not a way to meet our obligation. Can you imagine if that customer's going down the road, has a panic stop on a brake, and the brake lines failed? What would the responsibility be for your dealership to have never even recommended that? One of my own personal regrets is that we never recommended batteries on just a maintenance replacement. Instead, I would wait until the battery failed and they were towed into the dealership. It was $150 for the vehicle to be towed in. Then we had to have a technician diagnose it, determine it's a battery, and then replace that battery. The customer doesn't understand why it took $350 to replace that battery when Walmart puts it in for 85 bucks. The sad truth is that we failed that customer because we should have recommended it before it failed. Isn't that what preventative maintenance is all about? The mission is to inform and educate the customer every time, every car, what that vehicle needs to be in peak performance. I want to talk to you about an incident that changed my viewpoint on this dramatically. An advisor came up to me one time and asked if I would get involved with an elderly lady sitting in the waiting area. The repairs on her vehicle cost more than the vehicle was worth. So I went in and I explained that she should go over to the used car department, pick something out, and instantly tears welled up in her eyes. And she said, "Can you fix it? Can you fix it?" I said, "Yes, we can repair the vehicle, but it doesn't make financial sense." And she said, "Fix it. Because you see, that was my husband's car, and he passed away last year, and when I drive it, I feel closer to him." She fixed that vehicle because she understood the value of it greater than I did. You see, that changed my view on all of this. All my mission was to tell her what was wrong with the vehicle. You need to establish a culture that says, every time, every car, I'm going to tell the customer what their vehicle needs to be at peak performance. That's the commitment. That is our obligation, to inform and educate. Make that your mission.